Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Guram Kutateladze versus Elves Brenner. Elves Brenner is 25 years old, 14-3, making his return to the UFC after a triumphant bullshit decision over Zubaira Tukhugov. Look, I respect the effort, but I think I made a video after that fight saying it was a robbery, and in my opinion, it was a robbery. But he won it, and still, I'm impressed with his overall career. I think he's a good fighter who belongs in the UFC, but I think he should have lost that fight, and here against Guram Kutateladze, I think he should lose this fight on paper. Guram is 31 years old compared to 25-year-old Brenner. Guram has 1 inch of height, and they have the same reach. And Guram has a record of 12-3 compared to the 14-3 record of Brenner. Kutateladze, his 3 losses come 1 by submission and 2 by decision. He lost to that guy Paweł Kilik, who's the same guy that knocked out Mateusz Rebecki. That's his only loss. He knocked him out. And I mentioned in that video, he's the guy that tapped out Kutateladze. Well, here he is. He's the guy that tapped out Kutateladze. And the 2 losses are to Damir Ismagulov and Oliver Enkamp, former UFC fighter. Guram's only lost to really good fighters, and that Damir Ismagulov fight, you could argue it should have gone the other way. I thought it should have gone the other way. Although you could argue the Mateusz Gamrot fight should have gone the other way as well, which is the fight Guram won. But that's where, you just have to look to those 2 UFC fights, and as long as you respect the level of competition between Damir Ismagulov and Mateusz Gamrot, you'd know a lot, pretty much everything you need to know about Guram's skill set. This guy is a really well-rounded fighter. He's only got 1 submission, but you could see in his fights he's a very skilled submission artist and, comfortable going for shit off his back. Just a really confident guy. Really good scrambler as well, and really good striker. He's really good everywhere. He's one of these guys who I put in that class with Ismagulov and Gamrot and Sarukian. I've said for a year or 2 now that those are the guys that I think all 4 of them will reach a title shot, or at least like a title contenders bout. I just think the sky's the limit. And even with that loss to Ismagulov, I still feel that way about Guram. He is a guy who's had a hard time getting fights, but he'll have to settle for this one. It's not the most high-profile matchup, and I don't know if this is the first fight of the night. I have it written down as the first fight of the night, but I don't think it should be, if they have the same estimation of Kutateladze as I do. But Kutateladze is a very action-packed fighter who can fight at a very high level for 15 hard minutes. I think his ceiling is championship. Elves Brenner, he's not as versatile. He's 14-3. He's got 1 TKO victory, 11 submissions, and 2 decisions. His 3 losses all come by decision, and that doesn't include the Zubaira Tukhugov fight, which again was a bad decision. But he's a really slick submission artist. Again, 11 submissions in his 14 wins. Most of them come in round 1, but he's gotten it done in rounds 2 and 3 when he's fought some better competition. This guy, Soares Jr., Alan Rogerio Soares Jr., got him out of there in the 3rd round with a rear naked choke. But he's a guy that is not the best striker. He's not the best striker, and he's not even the best grappler, even, to be honest. He's got good grappling, but really he's a better submission artist than he is a grappler. But largely that Gabriel Santos fight, he lost due to grappling. Even though in round 2, he got the mount on Santos and had a big round 2. Almost put him away at the end. But still, largely he lost the grappling battle there. But here, I think he's going to have a hard time out-wrestling Guram Kutateladze. This fight's going to be contested mostly on the feet, and I just think he's outgunned there. He's good enough, never been finished, even though he's only got 1 finish himself via knockout. He's a good enough striker, but he's not good enough to hang with Kutateladze. I think Kutateladze is going to work him over, maybe not get the finish. I don't know if that expression, work him over, implies he gets a finish, but I think Guram will definitely beat him up. And it will look like the Dennis Silva fight. Brenner had a fight against this guy. Dennis Silva was not able to out-wrestle him. Guy's a really good fighter himself. But largely, even though Brenner was very much in the fight, he was still getting bested on the feet. And that's what I expect from Guram. Guram can leave more openings, I think, for takedowns and entries and whatever, because he can be a little more wild. Whereas that guy Silva fought a little more basic. But I still think Guram is so skilled everywhere. He's, even if he gives up half a bad position, he'll be able to generally dictate where this fight takes place. And I expect him to win a decision. Maybe get a late finish, but gun to my head, I'd go with decision based on how Brenner's never been finished. And, he's been in there with some tough guys. Not the best competition, but some good guys. Even if he lost a Tukagov fight, just would have been another fight in which he wasn't finished. But, yeah, Guram Kutateladze is the pick. Gun to my head, I'd go with him winning a decision. I'll wait to see the prop bets, but pretty much I'm staying away from this one as of now. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit. Check out my other videos.